Hey, it's Elise from EliseDarma.com, and I call myself a travelpreneur. Now, what is a travelpreneur? That's a good question. So today I thought I'd break down what I believe a travelpreneur is, as well as a digital nomad, a freelancer, and an entrepreneur. Ready? Let's dive in. So what is a digital nomad? Well, a nomad is someone who moves from place to place. A digital nomad is someone who is still moving place to place, but they're using the powers of the internet to run their business. So digital nomads don't typically have a home base or a home. They're just simply on the road full-time all year round. So they're pretty hardcore. And now the other thing about digital nomads is they are working. They're not just a full-time traveler or couch surfer. The key difference with a digital nomad is that they're traveling while working at the same time. Another thing to note about digital nomads is they are not paid to travel. There are some jobs where you could be paid to travel, like if you're a tour guide or a flight attendant or working on a cruise ship. Those are all jobs where you are paid to travel. A digital nomad funds his or her travels on their own, and then they make their money through their online business, whether it's a service they're offering or a product. I would say for the most part, digital nomads focus solely on their business, and traveling is kind of that side perk, that side bonus. So sometimes digital nomads can work more than when they work in a 9-to-5 or someone who's a remote worker, because their sole focus is to grow and run this business online. So some people make just enough to fund their travels, but I would say the majority of digital nomads work full-time with their business being their full-time focus. All right, so travelpreneur, it's the term that I've chosen for myself, and I probably didn't make it up, but when I came across it, I felt like it was the best match for me because it blended my two loves of travel and entrepreneurship. And at the same time, I wasn't really a digital nomad, so I didn't feel like that term fit me because I do have a home base. I'm not on the road 24/7. So I went with travelpreneur. Usually when I meet people, just so I don't confuse them, I break it down into saying I'm a traveling entrepreneur. So hey, I'm Elise and I'm a traveling entrepreneur. That makes a bit more sense usually because most people haven't heard of the term traveling or travelpreneur. So like I said, I chose this term because it nails my two interests down, travel and entrepreneurship. And it's also more of a loose term than digital nomad. I'm not a digital nomad, so I needed a different name for myself. And the thing about being a travelpreneur is it's probably very similar to being a remote worker or someone who's location independent. The thing with all those terms is that all that means is you're an outsourced contractor delivering services to clients. And because you're a remote worker or location independent, all that means is you're not working from a traditional office. It also doesn't necessarily mean that you're working from home. So you could be working from Thailand, delivering those services or that product online as promised, and you're still keeping up your end of the agreement. So whether it's, remote worker, location independent, or in my case, travelpreneur, to me, they all kind of mean the same thing. I went with travelpreneur because I love to travel. Let's try that again, because I like to travel. Let's talk about freelancers. A freelancer is someone who is self-employed, whether that is part-time or full-time, and they're usually offering a service to clients. So the reason why I make this distinction is because a digital nomad and a remote worker could technically still work for a company, but a freelancer is different in that they're running their own business. So freelancers are living the, work for yourself dream, again, whether that's full-time or as their side hustle. One point of clarification is that freelancers don't work for free. Not for the most part anyway. Sometimes a freelancer, if they're getting started, they might offer their services for free just to test it out. So fun fact for you, Forbes has recently reported that currently 35% of the US population is actually freelancing in some form. And by 2020, it's expected that 50% of the population is going to be freelancing. So Something to think about. An entrepreneur, the godfather of all these terms, and probably the most broad and general. So, to generalize, let's say an entrepreneur is someone who runs a business. That's about it. But let's take it a step further. According to Business Dictionary, an entrepreneur is someone who exercises initiative by organizing a venture to take benefit of an opportunity, and as the decision maker, decides what, how, and how much of a good or service will be produced. So at the heart of all of this, whether you're considering being a digital nomad, a travelpreneur, a remote worker, the key idea is, have you discovered a key problem or opportunity that a specific group of people have, and do you know how you are going to solve it for them? So with this simple framework, I hope that makes it clear if you're kind of deciding whether to run your own business or whether you should start freelancing. Just ask yourself that simple question. If you have it figured out, great, I'd say go for it. And if you haven't, just spend a little bit more time working on that key opportunity and what the solution is going to be. So if you found this video helpful, or if you have a question or comment, join us in the Travelpreneur Lounge on Facebook. I'll leave the link nearby. That's where we talk everything from travel to entrepreneurship. We help each other out as much as we can. It's a great little community that's growing. Find us there, and I can't wait to meet you there.